You never know how strong you are until being strong is your only choice. Strength is not always about standing tall. Sometimes it's the quiet act of continuing, without applause, without witnesses. So tell me, have you ever outgrown someone you once thought you couldn't live without? Have you ever stayed calm in chaos you once drowned in? If so, you may be stronger than you think. These are not loud signs. These are Stoic signs, subtle, firm, and transformative. Let's uncover 10 powerful signals. You are mentally strong, even if the world hasn't noticed yet. 1. You outgrow people, and you don't chase them. You don't beg for attention or cling to fading bonds. You honor what once was, but you don't force what no longer fits. When the energy shifts, you sense it, and you move on quietly. You love without attachment. That's maturity in action. You know, letting go is not rejection, it's redirection. You've stopped explaining your silence because your peace speaks louder. You've realized that losing people isn't always a loss. Sometimes it's alignment. Growth often means walking away, not in anger, but in understanding. 2. You stop performing. You don't fake smiles just to keep others comfortable. You speak your truth, even when your voice shakes. You no longer wear masks to be accepted. You value realness. You've stopped trying to look strong and started being strong. You're done sacrificing your peace to meet other people's expectations. You'd rather disappoint someone else than betray yourself again. You no longer chase applause because your soul craves authenticity. True strength isn't in pretending you're fine. It's in being real and still moving forward. 3. You allow people to misunderstand you. You no longer argue for your worth in conversations that drain you. You pick peace over being right. You've realized not everyone deserves access to your clarity. Your silence is not weakness, it's wisdom. You'd rather be misunderstood than exhausted. You've stopped chasing closure from people who live in confusion. You let your actions define you, not their opinions. Peace begins where the need to be understood ends. -4. You think your own thoughts. You don't blindly absorb trends or opinions. You pause, question, and reflect before speaking. You've replaced groupthink with inner clarity. Even in the crowd, your mind stands alone. You don't fear being different. You fear being untrue. You see through manipulation and choose independence. You've built your beliefs from experience, not popularity. In a world that rewards conformity, thinking for yourself is a radical act of strength. 5. You sit in silence, and it doesn't scare you. You've made your mind a place you can rest in. Stillness isn't uncomfortable anymore. It's sacred. You don't fear being alone because you're no longer a stranger to yourself. Silence used to echo. Now it soothes. You listen more than you speak. That's where power lives. You've turned solitude into a sanctuary. In the quiet, you hear the truth that your distractions used to drown. Silence doesn't mean emptiness. It means power under control. 6. You walk away from comfort when it becomes a cage. You don't stay where your soul feels small. You've stopped choosing easy when it costs you your growth. Even when the unknown scares you, you move. You'd rather start over than stay stuck. You've learned that comfort and happiness aren't the same thing. You've stopped calling stagnation stability. You know that discomfort is often the birthplace of transformation. Strength is leaving what no longer grows you, even when it once felt like home. 7. You embrace being wrong. You learn faster because your ego isn't blocking the lesson. You'd rather evolve than defend old ideas. You see mistakes as stepping stones, not failures. You admit, adjust, and improve. With no shame. You're no longer fragile, You're fluid. Being wrong doesn't scare you. Staying ignorant does. You don't tie your identity to your past beliefs. Only the strong admit mistakes. The weak pretend perfection. Moa. 8. You don't need everyone to like you. You don't lose sleep over opinions that don't align with your truth. You've stopped shrinking to be accepted. Not everyone will get you, and that's okay. You're not for everyone, and you no longer try to be. You've chosen respect over approval. You no longer trade your self-worth for validation. You've learned that being authentic is worth more than being liked. When you stop needing validation, you start living in truth. Numautrus. 9. You don't panic when plans fall apart. You've built resilience, not routines. You bend, but you don't break. You breathe through change and adjust your course. You don't fear uncertainty. You adapt to it. You trust yourself to rebuild again and again. You've stopped over-attaching to how and started focusing on why. You flow like water, not like stone. Strength isn't resisting change, it's riding the wave and staying centered. For warrants 10, you forgive without closure. You've stopped needing explanations to release what hurt you. You let go, not for them, for you. You're not waiting for an apology that may never come. You've decided to be free, with or without justice. Your peace matters more than keeping score. You don't forget, but you do unchain yourself from the pain. You stop drinking poison, hoping they'd suffer. Forgiveness is when you free yourself, not them. So, how many of these signs surprised you? Because mental strength doesn't always feel like a superpower. Sometimes it feels like walking away from drama. Sometimes it feels like sitting in your room and choosing not to text back. Sometimes it's just a quiet no. But those quiet moments, that's where Stoicism lives. That's where character is carved. And if you saw yourself in these signs, you're not just surviving, you're evolving. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. You already are. Now go live like it.